Once again, messy hair, but what can I do? So, just drama, just drama. I was very lucky that I was able to get some food into me and go another fucking day. But it's another day in Los Angeles, and it upsets me because I'm dealing with things that I have to say, you know what, now that I've experienced it, I don't think I want to experience it again. And what I mean is living in community housing is just not for me. Living in an apartment isn't for me because my health, my sanity is dependent upon other people. I don't have that luxury of saying, you know what, I want to take some me time. I want to take the day and just meditate on the universe. You know, something ridiculous, but not to me. To me, I want to spend time thinking about my place in the universe. I don't want to have to think, oh, well, I mean, I'm going to get a package from Amazon. Do I really have to have that conversation of, could you not sneak into my apartment building and use Amazon in order to do so? And it's not on the Amazon, delivery person, because that Amazon delivery person is there to deliver a package. If they can deliver a package to at least a person's door, then that's a good thing. But then again, I don't exactly live in the best neighborhood for a person to just drop it off. Luckily, I never go anywhere. So if they say that they're there, I'm there. But it's just annoying. I don't know how else to say it. I want the dignity to have a house for myself. Did you write? Oh, Muppet, good to see you again. I liked and I subscribed and everything. I've just been. I think I probably said something. I'm sure I at least introduced myself or liked a couple videos or something. I know. Right after I did a podcast about, just being so bourgeois that you just have a smoothie. I had a smoothie. I had a smoothie because I had been missing proper nutrition. I've been trying to get a little bit more meat into my diet. And I know, like, vegan mostly. I am mostly a vegan. I try to avoid eating meat. But there are some times that your body just needs to heal. And it offends vegans, but if you want to fucking heal, eat some meat. I mean, that's the problem with, and if I'm butchering the story, I'm butchering the story. But I do remember there was the guy from, like, I think Blink-182, the drummer, I think. It's a long time ago, but I still remember the story because this guy, he was in an accident and he needed to recover and get some skin grafts. And the grafts weren't taking because he hadn't consumed enough calories, number one, and he hadn't consumed enough collagen, fat, and protein, just in general, for something to stick on. So I took that as a sign that, if you're really sick and you need to, recover, eat some fucking meat. So that's what I've been doing for like the last 2-3 days, was trying to get some meat into my system. Not exactly the best. Thank you, Muppet. You absolutely remember. That's exactly what I was talking about. Now, if Travis wants to come onto my show and say, I'm a vegan and I support, whatever. But that's the story I heard. I heard that because Travis was a vegan, at least at that time, that he had a hard time getting the skin grafts after the plane crash. And by the way, hello, Raul. Hello there, MWZL1. Protein, 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 protein. Now, I was getting my protein from the food I just ate because I had a very high protein, high veggie smoothie, which was so delicious and just so refreshing. And like I said, I just wanted that moment to be, let me just enjoy the quiet solitude of having decent nutrition for a day. Would you rather have a girlfriend or a boyfriend? That's a tough question. It's a tough question because deep down, I know that I would probably be happier with having a girlfriend slash wife because I'm a very dominant person. I want someone who is more submissive. I want to be more protective, more, assertive in bed and everything. And, I like the idea that, if you fuck them, sometimes you do have children off of it. And the children reflect the characteristics of you and your partner. And hopefully, if I'm in a good, decent relationship with a girl, that I say I want my kids to have a good, decent relationship with this person too, and maybe look like them. It doesn't have to be that way, but sure, why not? The only issue for me, I mean, it's a straight gay man is just a bisexual. The only issue for me is, number one, I'm still very attracted to men, and I have PTSD from military sexual trauma. So it just fucking rules them both out because I'm too emotionally damaged for either gender to find me beautiful, attractive, or worth the time that it takes to get to know me. And also, I'm in a terrible situation right now, so I'm not emotionally where I should be. I really do wish I had the opportunity to just put my PTSD to the side because I'm missing out on so many just joyful female to male interactions, not even sexual, just friendships. I used to have females who I was friendly with. When I first moved to California a long, long time ago, I had a neighbor and, she had a family and everything, but we would sit together outside on our porch and we would drink tea and we would talk about Harry Potter. It's like, oh, did you read this book? Oh, yeah, that book was amazing. Oh, did you, this part they brought back? And, just we would go into the allegory of and the themes and, just we would go back and forth. And, it was a good, like, it wasn't going to go anywhere besides we're going to sit on a porch and, we're going to have a conversation, but it was nice. And I've had girlfriends throughout my life. I've had girls who I had friendships with. But now I have PTSD from military sexual trauma. And LA has just fucking destroyed any desire I have toward women. I mean, I used to be able to fucking watch straight porn. Now I'm at the point I'm like, I can't even enjoy that now. It's just LA robbed me of all of it because I'm having fugly women paw at me. Fugly women. If it was a supermodel and she was flirting with me and it was something that it was reciprocated and, there was an attraction there, genuine attraction, that's a different story. These are fugly women pawing at me. And I know that's impolite to say when you're in the entertainment business, but fuck it. I'm going to say what I mean there. When I'm riding public transportation and some woman just grabs my crotch because she thinks that belongs to her, that she thinks that just because I look handsome or because I exist, that my body is her property. No, thank you. And then I have to say, well, no, thank you to any woman in Los Angeles, because I'm an absolutist. If someone fucks me over, everybody like you fucked me over. Like, I don't just, politely close the door. I slam it shut. And hello, Willow. Hello. I don't mean to go on and on and on about like my issues, but I have severe PTSD. I have severe PTSD to the point that if I see a female coming toward me, I cross the street into traffic to try and avoid them. I don't feel that energy. I don't, which sucks because I am a feminist. I think female superheroes are cool. I recently started on Threads, and Threads is like, do you want to see an insight into Mila Jovovich's world? Because she's on Instagram and the algorithm says you two would probably vibe well together. You love Capcom Monster Hunter. In another universe, you could probably be in a Monster Hunter film. I don't know. Something. But once again, and I say this because I just finished playing Dragon's Dogma, where Mila, the character, walked up to and talked to me in a video game. And if it isn't that serendipity, I think it is. So I'm going to speak about it because Mila Jovovich has, Rainbow Bright, and, just dolls from the 80s and things like that. It's just super cool. And I say to myself, I don't have a problem with her. I don't have a problem with Jennifer Lawrence. I don't have a problem with Judi Dench, the main Judi Dench. Sorry, the Dame Judi Dench. Fucking love this world. I fucking love this world. I have fucking PTSD when I can't even do titles properly because I've been living in America for just far too long. So yes, the Dame Judi Dench. I don't have a problem with her. I don't have a problem with Helen Mirren. I don't have a problem with any fucking woman in celebrity, world and stuff like that. Why? Because number one, in what planet are we ever gonna fucking talk to each other? And two, if we did encounter each other, and I have met Denise Richards, but that was like a while ago, and I felt like super, super bad because I was talking to Hal Sparks about how cool he was, and I knew it was Denise Richards, but it was Hal Sparks in front of me, and Queer as Folk and Spider-Man and all the cool things he did, and I just wanted to talk to him, which was terrible because I didn't even get to tell her, like, girl, I watched Wild Things over and over and over and over again. That was like the best film ever. That some people talk about Memento and the cinematography. I'm like, no. It's not even the fact that you were making out with a girl in a fucking pool. It was the entire story was well written. There was layer after layer after layer after layer. It was a beautiful story, and you got to be a part of that. Not only you got to be a part of it, you were the best part of it. And I didn't tell her that because I was just stuck talking to Hal Sparks. But either way, I don't have a problem with females in that capacity, but I do have an issue with, Jane, not Esposito, out in the middle of the street trying to run up to me. I do have a problem with Jane, not Esposito, groping me on LA Metro. And I know the easiest solution would be, Well, if you think that you would feel more comfortable with females if you were an actor and it was a scene and you had fucking 30 people watching you interact with this person and it's documented for all time, then you should be an actor. But I don't want to be an actor. I want to be a scientist. I have my petition, change.org/genius to Mars, because I do believe that America could heal itself if a person took their genius and put it on another planet to show that you have options. And by the way, hello, Saffron. Hello, Clint. Good to see all of you. I've been thinking about the both of you because, like I said, you know, this is Countdown to Canada. I'm just at my wit's end. I really am, because I've tried to get my disability benefits and I haven't been able to receive my disability benefits. And more than the money, I wanted the ability to just regain my dignity, regain my ability to interact with people. And I know that if you have money, it is harder to interact with people, but it's not impossible. Right now, it's impossible because I can't afford to take an Uber to end run around the LA metro system so I don't get groped. I don't have money to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to throw a really cool disco party in my apartment and I'm going to invite like all the guys that I want to talk to. And yeah, you know, if some girls want to come along, you know, I'll just tell them, you know, just keep your fucking hands to yourself and you be over there and I'll be over here. And then just slowly try and heal myself. But no, I don't have that option. I don't. Oh, the problems of being pretty. Well, thank you for calling me pretty, even though I don't feel that way at all. I'm intimidated by being attractive. You know, I really am, because I think of styling myself properly and wearing nice clothes, but then I say to myself, ugh, if I wear nice clothes, if I, you know, put in an effort, then, you know, I don't want to give that impression that I'm asking for it. And women feel this way. Women feel this way. Men rarely feel this way. And I don't want men to feel this way either, because it's a terrible way to live, to say I'm drop dead fucking gorgeous, but I can't acknowledge it properly, because if I do say that I'm attractive, then I have to say that to a certain degree, whether or not I actually admit it or not, I'm inviting people to act foolishly around me. And I just don't agree with it. I understand it on a certain level. I just, like Chris Pine. Chris Pine, his lips, his eyes, his brooding eyebrows, he is just so handsome that, yeah, he would stupefy a person, and like not even use a wand. He would just stupefy a person, just liquidate their brain just from how good he looks. How could you talk to him in person and not just say, I'm in the presence of a god? Either way, he has money. He has abilities to say, I only go to places where other celebrities are. I only, you know, have a security team. I can limit the amount of people. There's a red velvet carpet that I walk on and you stay on your side. Like, you can do that when you're a celebrity or you have money. If you have money, then, you know, you can make the decision of, I stay in, or if I go out to a place where people are respectful. I recently performed a couple of times here, and for the most part, I was super, super nervous. I was super fucking nervous. But the reason I was able to at least try, I was able to try, Hi, Matt. I was able to try because I said, these are places where they ask for names, they asked for a credit card. So if stuff goes down, I call the police and the police say, okay, well, we know exactly who was here. Hands down, we know exactly who is here. Did someone hurt you? We know exactly who was here. Okay, we'll go from there. I don't want my life to be like that. I don't want my life to be like that either. Because that's a sad way to look at the world, that you need to be in such a closed off environment to feel safe. And I know America is not a safe place, but there are good, decent towns out there somewhere where people can walk in broad daylight, they can walk at night and never have to think to themselves, I'm going to be jumped, or I have to worry about crime, or, someone's going to try and rape you or sexually assault you. They don't think that way. Stuff like that still happens in good towns to decent people. But for a moment at least, they're fine. I want that. I want that for myself. All right, let me get into some of this. Hey, my love, missed you. Hope you're doing well today. I am doing better. I'm Saffron. I am doing better because I was able to eat a meal, a smoothie. That's what I consider a meal. But either way, it was nutrition that I was able to put into my body, and that in itself, celebration. Celebration, because there are so many people who are starving in this world. There are so many people who struggle to even find the strength to eat when they have food available to them. I struggle with that. I struggle with anorexia, even with, food right in front of me, because sometimes I'm just so depressed and so miserable that the thought of making food and eating it while everything is around me is just, it's too complex. So I skip meals, which you should never do. I'm going to read some of these comments. Good afternoon. How are you doing? I'm well. Glad to see you are. I'm glad to see you are well, Linda. Looking, you have a head full of hair. Full of hair, which I need to tame. To tame this hair. And good grief, get some conditioner into my hair. Because it's just, I haven't been doing anything with my hair lately. I've just been letting it, I don't know. I have no idea what was going on. Like, I would think I was like sick for a bit, and I just wasn't eating properly. Because my hair is just like, it was so waxing. It was better than straw, but I mean, it was wax. I had wax all over my fucking head. And I wasn't able to fucking clean it until today, where I was just finally got the message through the ether, fucking shampoo your hair. And so I did. And that's why it is this. And I wish I took like 2 seconds. I want to be fucking pretty again. I want the ability to just be pretty and walk around being a pretty person without having people grab and pull at me. All right. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. Cheers, mate. Cheers to that. I don't know. I go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, because I want a small town, but I know that I'm a little too big for a small town. I'm just, the deafening sound of crickets would drive me mad. I need to hear either silence or my own music. I can't deal with anything else. Hey man, your videos are pretty good. Clint is amazing. Everyone should support Clint. Thank you, man. I've been discouraged lately because I'm sorry to hear that, Clint. You got to keep your head up, because once you reach the 1,000 subscribers and you've already done like the 3,000 hours or whatever it takes, 5,000 hours, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't, because whether or not you get like 1,500 or 200, as long as you've made that number, I think you should be fine. How's your dog? It is summer for, I mean, it's always summer here in Los Angeles, but to my dog, it is summer because her coat just poofed. Like, and you can see it too. Like her coat is just like ready to just, it's like giving birth to a mini dog. Like that much fur comes off. And I'm concerned because I'm like, girl, that is not an attractive look, because it looks patchy. And I can't afford to just like truly send it to a groomer, so I just have to manage what I can manage. And so she doesn't exactly look her prettiest, but she's still the sweetest girl ever, and I love her. I mean, who else is gonna put up with me? No worries about hair. I did nothing for 2 years. I just recently washing it and putting it in rollers. Okay, Belinda, I'm gonna leave that in the comments, because I have to say I am fairly decent at oral. I wouldn't consider myself a true expert because I haven't exactly brought a man to completion by it. I have for a woman, because women are just easier to please when you're orally gifted. But a man, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not that invested in giving a man oral to really perfect that as a skill. I don't know. That's all I can really say. Also, like, I'm really single right now. I live in LA, and I never really put myself out there to meet people, so therefore I'm super out of practice. Oh, Saffron. Hello there, Tammy. Hello there. Interesting. Look, you can say things like that when you're not a celebrity. When you're a celebrity, you have to, pretend like you've never eaten before, like you've never kissed a person before, that you never flirted with a person. You've certainly never had sex, even though, you clearly had. But whatever. I mean, that's another reason why I want to leave this area at the very least, because I hate the algorithms that happen in social media, but sometimes you just got to go with the flow and the universe, and the universe is telling me that there are guys out there that I'm attracted to. There are girls out there who I'm attracted to, who share my ideals, look beautiful, extremely talented. But I am wasting my time here in Los Angeles, and I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to feel like I'm wasting my time in Los Angeles, because I have change.org/man's best friend is a dog. And guess what? That petition is doing extremely well. I have nearly 700 signatures to start a brand new program to take dogs out of these shelters and say, there's a veteran who needs you. There's a veteran who has PTSD like myself and needs a dog trained well, a dog trained to say, number one, you don't do anything by yourself. Number two, I'll remind you of certain tasks that you need to do. Like my dog is trained to tell me to do the dishes. My dog is trained to tell me to cook and to also pay attention while cooking. Because if I have a PTSD flashback or, I'm just really depressed and distracted, I mean, that could be a safety hazard. But this dog is trained specifically to handle that. I'd like to be able to offer that to other veterans because I say, things are bad for me. Things are really bad. But they could be worse. And the reason why they aren't worse is because I have a service animal. Change.org/man's best friend is a dog. It's a great petition. It has lovely potential because it helps two communities here in Los Angeles. And I'd love to take it national because there is no reason for any dog to sit in a cage and think that it's unloved, think that it's unwanted, think that, it wasn't smart enough or pretty enough. Because dogs feel that. They certainly do. And veterans, they feel that. And they feel that every time they have to go into a homeless shelter and say, I'm a veteran, I'm fucked up. I have alcohol issues, I have drug issues, I have PTSD, I have this going wrong with my body, I have that going wrong with my body. So let's just help both of them. All right, let's get into what you were saying there. Clint, hey, do you want to do another dual live here soon? I think that might actually be a good idea. There's Elon Musk going on stage and doing the Roman salute, sob. How upset are you really? I mean, people are still using X. People are still driving their Teslas. They're not returning them. So if anything, he's just testing you. He really is. How much are you willing to take? How much are you willing to put up with? Because I think that's just how America does things now. It's not, can we offend you? It's, you're offended. What are you going to do about it? Okay, celebrities shouldn't get all these passes to do these things because they have money. It's not because they have money. It's because you gave them power. You took power away from yourself and you gave it to them. Do you view eggs as breakfast? No, Belinda. I view eggs as every meal. I think eggs can go in every meal. I think you could have egg yolks for your morning smoothie. I think you can have eggs for breakfast. I think you can have eggs in a slider for a BLT lunch with eggs. I think you can have eggs for dinner as a hollandaise sauce. I think you could have eggs in dessert. I think you should be having eggs throughout the day. Eggs is not the issue. I mean, it's just how you prepare it. I mean, if you fry an egg, I mean, you're frying butter, you're frying oil. That's the issue. Cholesterol is good. I had a feeling, Saffron. I had a feeling. So you don't view eggs as a potential chicken? eggs are normally unfertilized eggs. Sometimes, they're a fertilized egg, and I guess you got eggs and chicken in the same exact meal, which is really gross. But is it really? People eat veal. People eat the young of other creatures on this world. I mean, mostly a vegan, but I just think that as an animal activist, you have to be aware of the balance. You have to be aware of what it means when you consume meat. That's all. Oh, Belinda, at that point, I'm gonna, give you a timeout. I appreciate you. Come back tomorrow with a better attitude. That's all. I'm not really that offended because I live by myself. If I need to let one go, I just do it. I was in a relationship recently where that was what my partner did. And normally I would have been offended by it, but then I had to think, this is a person completely unguarded. This is a person who is saying, I trust you. I trust you not to laugh. I trust you to respect that it's a bodily function. I trust you. Person was still a shitty person in other ways, but I had to say, do I want to be in a relationship with a person who had to hide that from me? Who was ashamed of their body, ashamed of what happens with their body? Or do I want someone who accepts their body fully? I would rather that they didn't do it in front of me, but I mean, you want someone who is comfortable with you. And that's how you can tell a person who might be more long-term is, can you belch in front of them? Can you fart in front of them without, saying, excuse me, I have to. No. If you have to say something like that, you're embarrassed about yourself, you're embarrassed about your body, and you don't feel comfortable because you haven't reached that point. Do I want someone to just walk up to me and just do it? No, obviously not. But hey, that is something that happens. You don't laugh at that person, you just whatever. Eggs are an excellent source of protein. Yes, they are. Ian, if you check her channel analytics for what they've said on this channel, that is so much better than some of the other stuff. During the Trump administration, I needed to laugh. So thank you, Mark. Wow, that hit me. You a good person there. You're a good person. I am a sad, disabled American veteran with PTSD, but I do have some good people out there who are looking out for me. I agree with that, Clint. I have to say that as much as there's a certain cloud that hangs around the room, there is something to be said about having the space to just let it go and say, who the fuck is going to judge me? This is why men are bachelors. It's not because they don't really want to have someone in their life. It's the freedom to be your unapologetic self. You in a singing mood tonight, Ian? I haven't eaten properly in a couple of days, so let me get some nutrition into me. And I've just been really focusing on making new music. I have my new song, Transparent, out today. It should be out on Apple Music tomorrow if you use Apple Music and Spotify and all that. But it's available right now on YouTube, and it's just a guitar instrumental. It's not like a super political song, but I put it out there because I wanted transgender people to know that they're being heard, that they have to stand up for themselves, but stand up for themselves in a proper way. And I know that it's horrible to say that just making a poster isn't enough, but it isn't enough. Like, you really need to do some soul searching in the transgender community, because you're not changing small town minds. So you can only change what you do. And if you can only control yourself, spend your time, spend your money where you feel respected. And if you don't feel respected in a certain restaurant or a certain city or state, then you need to get yourself out of there, because why would you allow yourself to be disrespected? That's how I feel living in Los Angeles. I've lived here for like nigh on 4 years, I think. And that's a long time to put up with. Can I grope you on the bus or the subway? Can I harass you on the bus or the subway? Can I like sneak up on you? And can I try and break into your apartment? It's like I put up with so many of these things, and I haven't ever put it into my head, well, if I could leave. So I guess that's. Thank you, Saffron. It's like I said, it's just a guitar instrumental. Like, you have to read between the lines and put it together with what I'm saying here. But like I said, it's just guitars. It's not super political. By the way, man, when we get a chance to do another duel live, I have a special offer for you. I am curious. Okay, so we will definitely do. I have fuzz in my hair. Oh no. Why do I have fuzz in my hair? Dog, this is because of you. It's like all in there. I can't get it out. It's like stuck. Would you look at that? Oh, this is annoying. Look, I'm stopping the whole show because I have fuzz in my hair. Oh, this fuzz. Like, my hair was bad enough already, and now I've got fuzz in it. Attack of the Tangled Gnome. I mean, you're not wrong. Like, good grief. I mean, all I want to do is like take care of myself properly and get myself sorted, and I can't do that in this kind of environment because I'm constantly triggered with my PTSD, and it's just downhill from there. But I'm going to read your comment there, Muppet. Do you support Trump? Do you think he's a good guy? I do support Trump. I support Trump not for, how do I even put this? He might be doing things for the wrong reasons, but he's still getting what I wanted done. So his agenda and my agenda are the same exact ones. He might come at it from a different angle, but I agree. I agree that, yeah, you defund the CDC. Why should you defund the CDC? Because those little fucktards let America suffer through the COVID pandemic. They let America suffer through HIV. They let the American people suffer through monkeypox because they didn't issue enough warnings. They didn't do enough quarantines. They just an impotent fucking scientific team that uses tax dollars to hold little conferences where they can say, and if this happened, well, we would do this, and here's the contingency plan, and if you turn to page 100 and blah 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 blah. But when shit finally happens, they're like, We got nothing. What about a vaccine? We got nothing. What about quarantines? We got nothing. If you've got nothing, congratulations. Out the fucking door. So thank you. Thank you, President Donald J. Trump, for telling those people that you can't sit on your fucking ass while America is in danger. Because when America was in danger during the COVID, and I'm a disabled American veteran, I still took it upon myself to fold the proteins for the vaccine. It was a collaborative effort of several people doing that, but I was one of them. The same thing with the EPA. I know you have other things you're going to talk about, but I'm going to talk about the EPA because he slashed funding for the EPA as well. And like I said, we have the same agenda, but we're coming at it from different angles. He might be coming at it from, I want to make room for, more oil and gas or whatever. I'm not into clean energy, whatever. I'm of the same mindset of at least fire those environmentalists, those pseudo-environmentalists. And I call them pseudo-environmentalists because they don't crack down hard enough on any agency, any state, any city. They had a recent battery fire here in the Los Angeles area where a battery factory, which was decommissioned, just exploded. And you say to yourself, where was the oversight? Where was it? Because it wasn't there. And if it isn't there, then how are you collecting a paycheck? And then I follow them on Facebook and I get a lot of, oh, and here's a photo of the EPA cleaning up the residue of the forest fires. I'm like, well, why was there a forest fire? There was a forest fire because you didn't do enough. There was a forest fire because you didn't speak to California and say, you got to get your carbon emissions down because the temperatures are way too high that in January you have forest fires because the plants are thirsty. Now, I know a thing or two about thirst. I watch 911. I'm extremely silly. I believe Trump is against your core beliefs, Ian. Like I said, my core beliefs are many things. But I have a president who is finally saying, fire every single last one of them. Fire those people in the education system. Shut down the education system. Say that there's a problem with the education system. Do a lot. Clint, I have no idea where you were going with that, but either way, I think America for the longest time has just put blinders on because of how poor most of us are, that we don't think about running the country, that we like to say, oh, that president of ours, he's wacky. We like to say that instead of saying, our American government is our American government. It belongs to us. You may put a figurehead and call it a president, but everything that comes out of his mouth has to come out of yours too, or open yours. Because I don't see that many Americans up in arms about anything. Those forest fires happened back in January. I won't shut up about it. I won't shut up about it because it means something when people destroy ecosystems, absolutely wreck ecosystems, and that is what California did, which is why I will never forgive them. I will never forgive California for burning down those forests and immolating those animals and birds alive. For the greed that they have inside their hearts. So yeah, Trump is of the same mindset that I am, because if I was the elected official, that's the first thing I would do. I would tell every single one of them, you're fucking fired. Pack your shit and get the fuck out. Get the fuck out of the EPA, get the fuck out the CDC, get the fuck out the Department of Education. Go to every single principal, every single teacher and say, now I'm grading you. Go to the parents and say, I am grading you because you're part of this problem. You don't want the government coming down and into your bedroom and into your kitchen and, you know, into your personal life. But you don't take responsibility for anything you do. Master Sergeant Miranda sexually abused me, and all I can think is, well, who abused her? Because, you know, that's an echo. That's a learned behavior. That is, something happened to you, so you felt empowered to do that to another person. And that's what happened in the United States Air Force. And it's sad because this person was supposed to be a master sergeant. You have the rank. You have the rank. Respect your own rank. You worked so hard. You sacrificed everything to get to master sergeant, and you fuck up by sexually abusing someone under your care, a disabled person at the time, because I was on crutches and hobbling around, and you still sexually abuse me? No, there's something fundamentally wrong with America, and at least I have a president who says there is something fundamentally wrong with America through their actions. And Clint, I'm going to go to what you said there. Not exactly what you said, but just something that's been kicking around in my fucking head. I was supposed to join the military and become an officer and then go to medical school. Well, hopefully go to medical school as part of my officer training, but that's what I was supposed to do. And I'm so far removed from where I'm supposed to be. I'm a deeply caring, empathetic person, and instead of helping people, I have to push them away because I have PTSD. I would be that person, you know, trying to save lives, make a difference, and I can't let people in. Makes me a terrible doctor. All right, Moppe, why do you have... I get this every single chat. I'm going to put it in the description because it's just annoying. But either way, no, I'm not a secret agent. I'm too cool for that. I'm a son of an immigrant, and I come from an immigrant family, and, you know, while my sister, who wasn't very popular in the slightest, but she had more of a incentive, I guess, to try and fit and blend in. I didn't. I grew up in a situation where I was essentially an only child. And the only people I really spoke to were my mum and dad, and they both spoke English as English can be. And I didn't fucking socialize with people. And the one girlfriend that I fucking had, she spoke Spanish. So we just spoke Spanish together. There was like no reason for me to go as if, whatever. Oh my God, dude. There was no reason for me to do that. Like, I'm a fucking nerd who makes really cool music and is extremely creative and artistic and all that, but no, I didn't subscribe to any of that. Well, I got to eat, man. Me too, me too. Hashtag me too. Oh, I'm famished. That's the thing about eating. It always makes you want to eat more. I get it. You don't want to blow your cover. Do you think that if I was really a secret agent, I would live in fucking Los Angeles? Like, that's might as well just put a fucking target on your back for the rest of your life. It's the one reason why I'm concerned about leaving this place, because these fucking culty little Californians would fucking follow me no matter where I am and be like, can we just follow you around and just take what your life is and put it into a movie, and not say it's you, but just do that, because that's what they do here. It's super annoying. And just the jump scares, the bullshit that I have to deal with. Yeah, I wish life was more exciting and I had a better story than, look, I support America, I try and protect America, but I know that's not exactly where I came from. I was born here, but that's not where I came from. Fruit of the English loom, let's call it that. Clint has a point. I'm just laughing and giggling by myself here. I don't know. I have to find a way to make myself smile again, because it's a dark path, you know, this not having my disability benefits. Because that just means that I have to leave for another country, because I don't want to live here. I don't want to live in America. I have good years ahead of me. I don't want to spend them in America. If I'm not getting the America that I swore to protect, then fuck it. Like, you people fucking set fires to my state. You people pollute the air. You people ruin the rivers. You ruin your own water supply. Why would I live anywhere near you people? Just no. So this has been Countdown to Canada. My name is IanXIlyana. I look forward to experiencing something new. I don't know if Canada is going to take one look at me and say, get back on the plane and go back to where you come from, you American. But I'm hoping that they don't. I'm hoping that they give me a chance to show that I'm so much more than where I came from, that I'm a refugee that has been hurt several times, with several police reports, which I'm going to bring with me on the plane. I'm nervous. But this is for the best. If I can't get my disability benefits, then I'm just not going to live in this country. I refuse. I'm not going to spend my good money on a country that sexually abused me and then continues to paw at me. It goes against everything I believe in to continue to do so. So, thank you, everyone. I hope to see you again. And Fat Muppet, love you. And I'll try and speak to your mate again. Like I said, things have just been a bit hectic, but I appreciate all of you. I appreciate the time you spend trying to engage with this poor disabled American veteran with PTSD from military sexual trauma. It means a lot. So thank you again. And by the way, hello, local. Thank you. This has been Countdown to Canada. I'm IanXIlyana. I will see you on the next podcast.